So hello everyone and welcome to another team analysis video. Today I'm going to be covering a team that I've built with Gargleflop himself, and we wanted to do the OU suspect test. So we did that and we built a team, and if you've seen one of our videos then you've seen that Greninja's banned in the suspect test because that is what the suspect test is about, and we decided to go with Rotom Wash instead of Greninja. So it's been really working out. I've been really enjoying the team, and we built the filthiest team we could think of. And we started off with one of my favorite defensive cores of all time. I've recently discovered this, and it is really phenomenal. First off, we have Spadef Charizard X with enough speed to outspeed base 70s. So, for example, Bisharp and Breloom, you can just Will-Wisp those and be very successful. Other thing that Charizard X walls, for example, is Mega Manectric, which a lot of teams get swept by. So it's really good. You can roll those things on a switch. You can actually lead off with it, and they lead off with Landorus Therian, and then you can just get off a Wisp, because Stone Edge is going to do a maximum 64%, about 64%, and you can just Wisp him, and that's going to be phenomenal. So we have Earthquake for Heatrans, we have Dragon Claws just for coverage, and just to hit things very hard with the Tough Claws boost. Once it actually Mega Evolved, it gets base 130 attack. So with the Tough Claws boost, Dragon Claw is still going to be doing a lot of damage to anything that comes in. Oh, that's Fairy types, of course, or Steel types. But you can Wisp those, and it's really good. Next off, we have Forretress. This team is hazard stacking because Forretress does have spikes, and Landorus Therian does have Stealth Rocks. So we decided to go with the Spadef spread because the only thing that Charizard X is weak to on the special defensive side is Dragon moves. So we decided to go with Forretress, Max Spadef Forretress, because Max Spadef Forretress eats up Draco Meteors like it's breakfast. It's insane. And the thing we went with this over Ferrothorn is because it has Switch Initiative, it gets Rapid Spin, because since this is Hazard Stack, we don't want to use Defog and Latias, because that will get rid of our own hazards, so it's something we don't really appreciate. So we went with the Rapid Spinning variant, and this thing can also get Initiative. Once you predict a switch into like Heatran, for example, you can just Volt Switch, and you can go into Zard X, and you can Earthquake the Heatran, and that will be less of a problem. Or you can put in more offensive pressure and go into Landorus Therian, over predict, and just get up Stealth Rocks. So you have up like both layers hazards. Getting up two layers of spikes doesn't really matter for a lot of roles. So what you really want to do is just get one layer of spikes and your Stealth Rocks. That is everything you want to do. Next off, we have physically defensive Landorus Therian. We didn't know what spread to run, so we just decided to look up it on Smogon, and apparently what people use now is max HP, max defense, and like 4 in attack. But we decided to speed creep those and just give it 16 in speed, so we can outspeed max defense, max HP Landorus. We do have Stealth Rocks, we do have Earthquake, HP Ice, because the only thing that walls Landorus Therian in the current metagame is Landorus Therian. So once we catch those on the switch and we outspeed, 8 Empire Ice is actually solid 2-hit KO. It does a lot of damage. Well, max HP variant does about 60%, and like no XP variant does about 80%, I think. Last off is U-turn. U-turn gives us Switch Initiative. The main thing that Landorus Therian usually walls is Talonflame, and we don't have Stone Edge, so that might be a problem. You can change that up if you want to, but it's not really a necessity. We haven't really been struggling with the Talonflames. We also have Rotom Wash, and we also have Zoomrill, which can take at least one hit. So Talonflame is not the biggest problem in the world. Next off, we have Assault Fist Zoomrill. Assault Fist Zoomrill was something that Gargleflop really wanted to use. It was very impressed by it, about how well it takes hits. And looking at stats with base 100 HP and base 80 Spadef boost stat with the Assault Fist, you have a very solid defensive Pokemon. And it gets huge power as well, so Zoomrill is the complete set that you want. And we also decided to go with the complete set offensive wise, because we have Play Rough, Superpower, Knockoff, and Aqua Jet for priority. So the main thing that you'll be seeing is that, whoa, these guys are not running Waterfall and Azumarill. Do they even know what they're doing? We actually do. We have Knockoff over Waterfall, Knockoff and Superpower over Waterfall. because we wanted both of them, because we wanted to knock off Chansey's Eviolite and just knock off in general. We felt like we needed knockoff on a team, and we have superpower just to deal with Ferrothorns and Chansey's. First we knock off the Chansey's Eviolite, and then we superpower, because otherwise Chansey can take one superpower and then can soft boiled in our face, and we get the minus and we get the attack drop, and slowly but surely Chansey's going to win that the majority of time. So we decided to go with a small knockoff as superpower, and it's been really working out nicely. Aqua Jet still does a lot of damage. It's still 2-hit KOs, max HP Heatran, so we are really pleased with how Azumarill has been doing in his team. I have never really been too fond of AV Azumarill. I feel like it lacks a bit of power and it doesn't really take hits all that well, but this set actually works out, and especially in this team, it's been really working out. So yeah, we've been enjoying this right now. Next off, Latias. As I said, we don't want defog on this because we have Hazard Stack. Actually pretty obvious that we don't want defog on is because then we'll also get rid of our own hazards, and it's very important for this team to get up hazards and not have hazards on our side, because Charizard is kind of weak to it, especially before it Mega Evolves, and that's why we have Forretress. So Forretress is pretty reliable spinner in my opinion, but Latias is one of the most reliable defoggers in the current metagame, but we don't want that because we want our hazards on their side of the field and to keep those there as well. So this is his problem to get, or her, depending. But so we decided to go with a different spread. We decided to go with the recover. Well, with a Calm Mind, recover, Scythe Shotgun, Hidden Power, Fire. What I've been noticing using this team is that Calm Mind doesn't do a whole lot. I do not see a lot of opportunities to just set up a Calm Mind, because Latias with hardly any HP or defensive or speed F investment isn't really going to take a lot of hits. So what you can do is actually replace Calm Mind and go with a 3 attacking set, with recover or healing wish. You can do whatever you like, but we have HP Fire on this because we needed another thing that can definitely 2-hit KO Ferrothorns. HP Fire 2 KOs every single Ferrothorn there is, so this is really solid. And once you predict to protect on Elite Seed, then you can set up a Calm Mind, and then you will definitely knock it out next turn, and you will do a lot of damage with Side Shock as well on the incoming whatever. So it's decent coverage, but I haven't really found a lot of opportunity to just go for Calm Minds. So you can replace that with, for example, Draco Meteor or any other move of your liking, really. Next off is the Mon that should be Greninja, but it isn't. It is Specs Rotom-Wash, and Specs Rotom-Wash, I have been loving this thing. The only thing that you need to worry about is Scarf Excadrill with Molt Breaker, but we do have Landorus Darien, and that is a really solid counter to any form of Excadrill. So that's really good. And you can Hydro Pump a lot of things, like Specs Hydro Pump does a lot of damage to anything. Even Blissey takes like 25% from Specs Hydro Pump. And you can trick a lot of things, so that's another reason why we have to choice Specs, because we can cripple a lot of walls. Volt Switch for initiative. We also have a lot of, we have the Volt Switch U-turn, the Volt Turn combination. Rotom-Wash only contributes to that by also having Volt Switch, so really like it. We have HP Ice just to catch things off guard, because sometimes, a lot of people think Breloom is a switch-in for Rotom-Wash, or just something that they can safely bring in, but then we just go HP Ice. Well, then we can just go HP Ice and completely destroyed. But the other thing you can do is just click Volt Switch and then switch in Latias, which also completely destroys Breloom. Also Forretress, I went with Overcoat. We went with Overcoat because Forretress hardly ever gets one-shotted by anything, and that is why we went with Overcoat, because Overcoat also negates the effect of any powder moves. For example, Spore, Stun Spore, Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, but I've never seen that being used in competitive anyways. So that's really solid. That's why we have Overcoat over Sturdy and Forretress. Yeah, all in all, this team is great. This team is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm really looking forward to using it on the live session and the post-narrated games. I've been really enjoying this team so far. I think I already got a couple of post-narrated games ready, but I will leave this team in a paste bin in the comment section below. Actually, leave some comments if you want to improve this team. If you think, well, this can be better, you can replace this mod with that, and you resolve a lot of your weaknesses. So that's the thing we can do. So this was the end of the video. Really hope I can expect a visit of you on my next video when I'm going to show this team in a live session. And I will see you guys later. Peace.